there'll be enough people who want to sell their house on Earth and move to Mars.
Elon Musk was once seen as the innovative visionary behind Tesla and SpaceX, passionate about sustainable technology and space travel.
Musk, in my opinion, is a once-in-a-century mind.
I really don't have any other motivation for personally accumulating assets except to be able to make the biggest contribution I can to making life multiplanetary.
But in
So apparently, there's the fight that broke out in Mar-A-Lago between Elon Musk and Trump aide in over a cabinet during the Mar-a-Lago dinner. For a while, Donald Trump's transition kept up a record-setting pace, with top cabinet picks being named against a backdrop of calm consensus. But the knives are now out, with advisors leaking against each other to the press amid the scramble to parachute allies into Trump's job. Reportedly, Elon Musk blasts Trump's aide, and a fight broke out. Winning helped make everything better for a bit, but this is still politics and there are always calls to settle, axes to grind, said a source familiar with the workings of Trump's inner circle. In the most widely publicized example, Axios was tipped that Tesla founder Elon Musk and Trump legal advisor Boris Epstein pictured. So the fight broke out between Elon Musk and Boris Epstein. Had a major blow-up during dinner at Mar-a-Lago last week. The report claimed Musk bristled at Epstein's influence on cabinet picks and accused him of leaking details to the media. Charges, if that's a very difficult word. What is that final word? Charges vociferously denied. Okay, he denies the charges. Yeah, okay, of course, I understand. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. That Elon Musk is playing basically a bigger role in Trump's cabinet right now. He has a major power position in Trump's cabinet. He is also a special advisor to Trump directly. And people would love to have his job, basically. So I can kind of understand that Trump's aides, this is probably not the first one, would want to have Elon Musk influence and money and job. So basically, that kind of makes sense that the fight would break out between Trump's aide, former aides, and Elon Musk, who has attained almost a second position in Trump's cabinet as the head of Doge organization. The Doge organization, Department of Government Efficiency. So let's hear the news. Elon Musk, I still can't believe this is real.
I can't think of two better people to put in charge of this initiative than Elon Musk and Ramaswamy, because they're from the private sector. They're not taking a salary. They're not interested in getting a federal pension someday. They're interested in doing the right thing for the taxpayers and for the American people. And if they have a Congress to work with them, we're going to get some things done.
This can be really interesting how it works. Ready to clean house. Some already celebrating the D.C. outsiders to lead the Department of Government Efficiency. Elon Musk on X earlier today. I still can't believe Doge is real, but I think it's actually going to work. With us now, someone who knows the tech titan better than any of us. His mother is May Musk with a new book out called A Woman Makes a Plan. Good title. Good morning to you, and thank you for your time.
Good morning.
What has he told you about the transition so far?
Well, you know, I went to Mar-A-Lago for a gala, which was really fantastic. Everybody was so excited and happy and glamorous, and we just see a better future. So that was just a wonderful evening. And then the next day we spent, and I kind of sat down while he had meetings, which I love, because then they were talking about what they're going to do. And Vivek was there too for some of the meetings. And I just sat listening, and I thought, well, I can't tell anybody what they're saying, except now it's all over X and all over the news. Yeah. So at least they tell.
Yeah, people are getting more and more news from X. They don't watch traditional media, legacy media anymore. They don't watch TV, especially the younger generations. They get all their news on YouTube and on X, on TikTok and Instagram as well. That makes
telling
sense.
everybody, and they just can't believe how many buildings are empty, how many people don't go to work, how many people don't know their colleagues because they've never met them, they don't see them, they don't know what they're doing. And then they joked and they said, oh, I bet they're using COBOL. So now that's very funny for tech people.
Yeah.
For me, I had to look it up.
No, I know what you mean. It's like the old systems.
Yes.
And it must be shocking for somebody who is so advanced technologically to then go to the government and say, what are these things that you're using? It's interesting that the idea of government efficiency, it comes up over and over again. But there is some hope that this time it could actually make a difference. And Fareed Zakaria from CNN thinks it's possible. Watch.
Wow.
In fact, a good part of the rage that has built up among parts of the Republican base over decades has been centered on the notion that party leaders have promised repeal again and again, but never delivered. With DOGE, we may finally get an effort to actually deliver on the central Republican promise of the last 70 years.
Yeah, for now, all I see in DOGE is people losing their job. They want to make the government more efficient, so people are gonna be laid off, basically. And they will have no role in the government anymore, and they are gonna have to look for another job. And that's kind of sad. It's kind of hard thing to do in this economy, so hopefully it will get better.
And we will find out what America thinks of it.
About how your son, Elon Musk, has been told many times, this will never work. It could never happen. That's impossible. And he's like putting rockets into space. This is something that he can do.
Yes, and it's going to be quite easy because they're going to, start with what did you do this past week, and then also come into the office, and just those two will eliminate a lot of people, and rightly so. Because if you didn't have to come in and prepare things, it makes things much easier.
You know, one thing I was thinking about, there are a lot of alpha males in that room. I mean, between Donald Trump and your son and Vivek and all the others, how are they going to make this work?
Oh, they're going to make it work. Yes, they're all on the same page. There's a lot of women, of course, as well, that will be involved. And they all have the same goal to make America economically viable again,
And Susie Wiles there is the chief of staff to make sure
work.
everybody stays on task. So your book is called A Woman Makes a Plan. And one of the things I saw you say is that you never planned to leave the Democratic Party, but they might have left you. Adam Schiff is a Democrat who just won. He's a congressman, I'm sure you...
Yeah, they just don't share the same views on the world, on the America, as they don't share the same values anymore. So I totally understand why the Democratic Party would want to leave them if they think completely the other way around.
Probably no. Now just won his Senate seat. Watch here what he says about blame.
For too many millions of battleground voters, working people, they don't think we represent them. And we have to make that case anew. I think the entire Democratic Party bears a responsibility, myself included, and the former president. The existential question is, if you're working hard in America, can you still earn a good living? And too many people doubt that that's possible.
Yeah. Because of inflation, because of the cost of living, you can earn some money, but to live decently, you need kind of a lot of money now. Transport is expensive, rent is expensive, housing is expensive. Groceries are expensive, so hopefully it will get better, but I'm not sure about that. We will see.
And so the Democrats are trying to find their footing. You talk about making a plan. Do they have one?
Yes, they. I don't know what kind of plan they can have because the media has to change.
Yeah, of course, she's the mother of Elon Musk. She don't really know what they are going to do. She's just there as a spokesperson, but she has no idea what his son is basically going to do with the government. We will see.
The politicians have to change and stop being mean and nasty and dishonest because, as I say, they used to always hate on Elon for 15 years, but I trusted them with the other news where they hated the Republican Party, they hated Fox News. And then I realized, no, they are dishonest in all aspects.
I've watched a lot of your interviews. You were a registered Democrat, right?
I was,
Okay.
yes.
And you called them malicious and dishonest.
Yes.
And then you said, they'd say Elon is terrible, and I'm thinking, why are they lying about Elon?
Yeah, that's what the media does. They spread lies, they spread misinformation, they are dishonest about things, they basically want views, they want clicks, they want people to watch them and click on the news, etc. So they spread information that's not necessarily true to make facts bigger and hotter. That's totally normal, and everyone does that on the right and on the left and in the middle.
Exactly.
That was your change?
Yes, that was, well, just that they actually made it even worse for him. And then I said, well, maybe they're lying about everybody else as well. And it made me angry. I used to actually post people who, like the New York Times, CNN, or MSNBC, and the journalists involved, and say, shame on you, but nobody cared. And I'm talking about 8 years ago I was doing that. And it will change now.
So this book is called A Woman Makes a Plan. I'm excited to read it. What do you think is like some of the top 2 messages in here for people who would be your reader?
First of all, at the age of 76, I'm on your show, and you can still be smart and active and working a lot.
That's great.
And then also
healthy.
make your children independent and responsible for their own choices, because that's what my 3 kids do.
And that's in the book. You have something
Yes.
there. Yeah, I can't wait to read that part of it.
Yes.
Mae Musk, thank you so much for being with us today. I'm glad to know that you're
Nice
in
to
New
see
York. We might call upon you again. It'd be good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Mae.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.